Welcome to this Likutei Torah Shiur. This week's Likutei Torah Shiur, Parshas Korach, Daf Nun Hey, Amud Beis, is Leila Nishmas Reb Menachem Mendel ben Arav Yitzchak, Yibdu L'chaim Tevim Amen. This mimer is the shortest mimer for this week, and it's called Va'aved. The different masculine is Va'aved Halevihu. What is the servant? The language here is Halevi. He is who? What is that explanation in Zohar? That the service of the Leviim is in order to bring down who? So Baruch Hamaku Baruch Hu, for example, when we're describing the Eibishter, we're talking about him. What is him? Who is he? That we have a concept of Bina. Bina is understanding. We understand Chachma, Bina, and Das. Now we're dealing we're in the realm of Bina. In the realm of Bina, of understanding, you have Alma Disgasya and Alma Disgalia, the hidden worlds and the revealed worlds. And Bina allows us to. When we're talking about Bina of understanding, we're going to go down to concepts of the difference between when you're dealing in a relationship with the Eibishter, and the Eibishter, there's no man or woman, but we have a concept with the Shechina that's called Abba and Ima. Abba and Ima is father, mother, because there are elements of father that we have to learn from and elements of mother that we have to learn from. Our relationship from when we're drawing down certain keiches into this world. For example, in Shema Yisrael, when you have Shema Havaya Elokeinu, Havaya is normally connected with Havaya is connected with Abba, and Elokeinu is connected with Ima. So here in this specific context, here we're dealing with Abba and Ima. We have the intellectual capabilities of Abba, of the father, and his understanding of things, and Ima and her intellectual capabilities. The Ima perish meichen the Abba who begins hasagas habitul. Abba is understanding bittul. That's when he's a person. For example, there's a story I just read now from Gimel Tammuz Tafshin Nun Beis. If you have it, it's in the kuntras. If some of you have the book that was given out to the Bachrim, the Israeli Bachrim were doing a chaveret, but it's being published. If you go to the Oil, I'm sure you'll find that over there as well. In Gimel Tammuz, it was handed out, Tafshin Nun Beis. There's a story, and the Rebbe's repeated the story a few times, that in Russia, that the guard, somebody was walking outside, and over there was times, and it was dangerous to be, who are you and where are you going? And the guard, the police officer asked, who goes there? And the Yid answered, Bittul goes there, because he's not his own Metzias, he's Bittul. He's completely nullified to what was going on. That is the highest level in Chassidus. Is somebody he takes what he knows whatever the Eibishter gives him is all good, and even though he can't see the bigger picture, but he's bittul. So here we're dealing with the father. Bechin is sagas of bittul. Bechin is chachma. That's chachma because that is koyach ma. As we know, Erev Shabbos we've mentioned this many times in this specific shiur about ma, shem ma. It's ab, sag, ma, and ba'en. And that ma, the shem ma, this is the koyach. We have that from koyach. From koyach ma, you can have its own shiur on its own. So when you have bina, somebody understanding, suddenly gets really cold. Intellectualism and coldness. That's why when somebody's an intellectual, he starts becoming. You can give off this coldness to him. So that the person has it's related to the fear from above and fear from shame. As we know we do slichas, the mimer that we learn, it's in the Sefer Slichas over there. It talks about a boishes upon him, that when somebody's shamed to be in front. Even a tzaddik talks. Tzaddikim do slichas in order to get close to the Eibush. So what is this shame? Not that there's something wrong, but you know which ground which ground you stand on, and who you're standing in front of. So because Chochma knows that he's in nothing, because you'll never know the whole. You only know a part of something. Even whatever you know is irrelevant, because when you do find that Chochma, you realize you're nothing, but you know that what's the pinnacle of it. The start of having your true Chochma is to be bittul. But when on the other aspect of mother, so that she is, that is love. She's over Yeshahu and then over there with mother, the motherly aspect, that she can understand how great something is in a generalization, and that concept that just I might not understand what it is without that intellectualism. I don't understand the technical details of everything, but I understand the greatness of everything. That encourages the love of everything. So through this, when somebody, that's why it can births, it gives forth to this birthing of nimshach mizem midas ahava. And this is where the midah, we're talking about midah of ahava. The love comes from, and it strengthens it strengthens like a big strong fire, rash be'esh. And this is what comes through in davening. In davening, you have to daven with a great love and a great fire. And but there as well, you need both elements. You need the meichin of Abba and Ima. You need the fear, and you need this fire of love. It's in the brackets there. If you want to look it up, you can look it up. There's another member that explains that in greater depths. Where it talks about the Yud K and the Nefesh of that. The start of Meichin the Ima is the yearning in order to the generalization, in order to be above, to connect with the above through love, and this fire, this yearn that comes forth. It results in. Comes forth from meditating his beingness and greatness of the Eibishter, and this is the start. When you start thinking of the Eibishter, that is meichin the Ima. When you start thinking how great the Eibishter is, how much I love the Eibishter, that all these things of the Eibishter and the love we have and the thanks we have, that is fire. That is that love that we have from the mother. Ki im lebina tikra, because mother for her from bina is, that's what it's going to be called. This is why you have this, and then when we have this return, this yearn, when you have this return, Ratzai, that is Abba. After that return from Father, then you have that's what you're going to get a bechin. That's the start of returning. As we see, Ratz libcha shub le'echad, when how your heart returns, you return to one. And this is why you have the difference between this fear from above and yir boishis and the shame, because when you have the meichin, the intellectualism from the Father, that he wants to receive the oil malchus shamayim, but ask about Torah mitzvahs and how he's fulfilling Torah mitzvahs, because what he's attracted to this light, this great light, because this is what we're going to find, and this is how we have meichin the Abba, this intellectualism from the Father that is higher than the mother, because even though you can see the meichin the Ima b'tchilas yan ki ha'ikar hu lahar es haguf, and where you find that the body, where's the heart? The heart's close to the heart is close to the whole body, but the mind is above the body. But once you have this yearning in the heart, even though you have it, it's closer to this closer to the body, because of Chachma. Nevertheless, when you have with the Ein Sof, which is higher than all above, the whole body itself is higher than anything. You can't comprehend how great the Ein Sof is, because we've just limited ourselves in body, mind, heart. That's limited, but the Ein Sof is obviously beyond the body. You can't comprehend it. That this great love, the Abba Shabba, he Shem Behelem Shunale, it's higher and hidden than us completely. And the Rebbe brings in here a few other. The Rebbe brings in a few other Mamarim to look it up. How, for example, where a son, that even though the father, for example, is sent his son away and to be trained to, but yet he still yearns for his son, and he knows that his son, even though he's a little further away from him, in order for training, that it'll be good, because essentially, what's the closest love that you can get is when the baby's in the mother's womb. But even the baby has to be born and has to go away and has to go out of the house and has to go into yeshiva and goes to wherever in order to get that love himself and that knowledge himself. And this is how he grows. This is how, next page, and this is how you have to yearn for this love. And where do we get it? In davening. In davening, where we bring something that's hidden to revealed, and that it illuminates the whole body. And this is where we get it from contemplating, meditating, with regards to meichin de ima, with the knowledge, the intellect of the mother, because when she births, it results for her sons, and all what's resulting that. Not only she gives birth, but all these good midas that come out of that. Because where does it get fully revealed? When the son grows and he has meichin da abba. And this is that idea of when the Levim, as the Levim, it's written that how they served is, all their service was in order to reveal the midas of love and fear, from hiddenness, in order to be from the alma diskasya, the hidden worlds, as we mentioned before, to the revealed. Then when they contemplate and meditate on what's explained in on V'hai Mispa B'nai Israel, there was a number of different Yidden. Hashem created everyone different. But what was the Levi's job? Was to sing. When they sang with their mouths, bekol, and with musical instruments. And there's also different type of instruments that they sang. And with the different type of instruments, for example, b'teike shefer, like the shefer, halalu b'nev v'chinar, and also the string instruments, the harps, etc. And b'teich machol, all the different instruments that they use. Even though there's many different types of musical instruments that showing me hitlahavus should be hitgalus, and the things that they get all excited about in order to be revealed. Yesh chuka v'hitlahavus, and there's also that yearning and that excitement for that. Simcha v'chedva, in order through joy, and that comes through joy, happiness and joy. So when we have someone with a broken heart, when we want to reveal the heart, like we said, there's different types of instruments we use for different effects, like the idea of tkiyas v'shvarim, right? When you do tkiyas and shvarim, and that's why when we do, you're using that in order for a broken heart. Tziltze is trua, when you sound the trumpets, and that's also for an excitement of shvir. It's also like a broken heart. And on the opposite, when you have the other types of instruments which you only normally use it for joy, is for that love and the excitement and simcha. And this is why levim b'chol zem becoming minage sha'akol hu la'avodas b'chinas hu. And so every type of instrument, just like we all have different type of kelim that we serve Hashem, has every single one of us as a unique opportunity to utilize our inner inner aspects and to bring them outside. And sometimes you have to use another keli, like a shofar, a guitar. It doesn't matter. You utilize something in order to express yourself, express your emotions, and that's what the Levim were doing. And we have to learn from that. You have to express yourself. This is how in order to bring forth from our midas, from the hidden to the revealed. I remember seeing older Hasidim in Montreal, and a lot of them, wherever they would go, they would sing a nigun. They sing psukim, maybe mambo or something, but there's always a nigun going. That's why you find true nigunim. Some really intellectual nigunim. You can really are there to express what the neshama is trying to say. Especially when we learn Torah, also there's nigunim for Gemara, there's nigunim for learning Chumash. Obviously, there's a Mikra B'chal. We have whatever we do should have a nigun in it, and that's something we should try and express, and how we can express our emotions. Guys, have a good Shabbos. Don't forget to verbring. It's Shabbos, Erev Gimel Tammuz. Make a good achanas. And we should all, B'ezrat Hashem, we should be meeting together here in Eretz HaKodesh in the Grand Farbrengen in Yerushalayim.